Hello my crafty friends and welcome to Annelis journaling. Today we are going to make some easy collaged journaling card, or you can also use them as pockets or floating bookmarks in your journals. So I'm starting with some coffee dyed paper that is printed with pattern of old letters, and I'm crumbling them a little bit so they look a bit old. And as a little bonus, I will throw in a recording tomorrow how I made these paper look so old. So if you're interested, I will make that recording on my channel. So I'm starting by cutting the corners so we get a bit softer edges, and of course putting some ink around my papers. And the papers was from the beginning ordinary copy papers that I have coffee dyed and then printed on top of them. But as you can see, they looks like they are actually really old. So this is a fun way to make them look authentically old. I have used my ruler and cut them to size. We are going to do layering with 3 or 4 pieces, big pieces on each card, and then some decorations with smaller labels, some laces, and some small item, maybe like buttons or small dangles. You will see soon. I'm not going to talk you through all the recording, but I'm going to talk through this first part, so then you will be seeing what I'm doing. So I'm using a few different digital kits from RubyandPearlxo. I'm using samples, some of the sample stamps, and there are one more journal that I have channel that I have used the papers from, and I will link them below so you can go and check those out. I'm starting by crumbling up the edges of this first piece that I'm going to layer. Makes it look a bit more old. I want it to see a bit, what should we call it? Old vintage and worn and torn, not so new, and hopefully you won't see that it's printed yesterday. I want them to look like they are authentically from at least the beginning of 1900. The photo with the girl is printed on real photo paper, so that it's a bit sturdier. The other one is printed on ordinary copy paper, 80 grams. So they are a bit easier to crumble up and make to look really old. Trimming of the corners. And here you can see me crumble them up, so it looks like that it has been in someone's pocket for a long time. A photo memory from old days. Taking my scissors and dragging the edge of the scissors on the edge of the paper to make it look a bit used and torn. Then I inking it again. To give it the right feeling of antique and old and loved. I'm starting by putting one piece on each of the papers, and then we are going to layer other pieces on top of these or beside them, so we at least have 3 pieces on each background. I'm putting my photo on top of the red stamp, as red isn't my thing, so I covered that up with this beautiful photo. Making sure that everything is glued down so they won't get stuck in if you put them in a pocket as a tag or a journaling card. I'm going to speed up part of this recording because it was 1.5 hours long. So for you not to be sitting for 1.5 hours, I have speeded it up to double speed. So we are going to use scraps and make collages for a few more. So when we have done these 3, I'm going to speed up and then show you the next step. Using a embossed paper, trying to find the right position for it. Covering up the red stamp. And the paper was not embossed. I have just crumble it and make it look old. I'm making the corners a bit shabby, crinkle them down and ripping them so it looks like they have been on this paper for a long time. On this one I'm going for a prayer card, also from RubyandPearlxo. Inking it with a piece of brown ink all around on the back, in case I'm wanting to crumble it up and the white space on the back will show. It's not anything you need to do, but I love it when it looks a bit old and used with your heart and soul. Using bookbinding glue to keep it in place. So the next step will be to put on some kind of label or script. So I'm checking my pieces of scraps to find one that will go nicely with the card. So I'm thinking this one, but I need to take a piece off so it's not so wide. That will be nice. And of course we need some ink. So we make it look a bit older. And a bit crumble. Tearing a little bit more of the piece off, so I make sure that it won't stick outside the paper. You can always choose which part of the collage you want to layer first and last. I often save the picture for last, but I'm going with the flow, doing what's feeling right at the moment. Don't overthink it. Just put it down as you find your piece and it feels right for your collage. This will be too much yellow, so no. Going back to the white. As we have this kind of orange piece in the back and the girl with the yellow dress. It's already too much yellowish for my taste. So we need to tone that background down really much actually. So I'm going for some embossed paper. That's sturdy, it's handmade paper. Sturdy and will cover the orange color properly. So I'm just roughly ripping off a bit. So let's try it out and then decide if I want the girl on top of the embossed paper or the embossed paper on top. I think we're going for sliding it under the edge of the lady photo. Bit of ink, just a little feeling of old. I'm using Tim Holtz antique linen, and for the darker paper pieces I'm using vintage photo. So we are going for 3 more. So I'm doing kind of the same, starting to layer different pieces of papers. So we are sure that it stays in place with using bookbinding glue. Trying out different ensembles of paper. So this is the photo that is printed on real photo paper. So it's a bit rough to make looking old, so you need to be strong in your fingers. I also going with some antique book paper that I have decorated with stencil and some paste, modeling paste. So you can feel the little white rose. Give it a special feeling with the raised embossed part. So then it's time to do the textile decorations. And I'm just taking a few pieces from my stash and checking out how I would like it to look. Using mostly antique laces. A few in my stash is modern, but mostly it is old things. This is a bag with small pieces of dangles, paper clips, rusty needles and things I think I can need. On this piece I'm thinking about some of my small coffee dyed roses and under that a piece from a tablecloth that my great grandmother made. So that lace is a bit special for me. Trying out a few different layouts. Can't decide. As always, too much fun things in the stash, but I guess we will go with the lace and the brown roses. So I think we are almost done. One more label on this one, like that. Love this with the old ladies in her hats on that photo. Really cute. So this was a long recording today, but hopefully you can speed it up or slow it down as you need. And tomorrow I will show you how I do the paper look so old. I will also put in some photos of the journaling cards so you can look it out. Thank you for watching. Bye bye from Sweden.